Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. I've got some incredible news that's been circulating around the NFL, and more specifically about the Seahawks' future plans. You know, the league is always buzzing with rumors, trades, and surprises, but this one could be a game changer. Reports are indicating that the Indianapolis Colts are seriously considering trading running back Jonathan Taylor. And if this move happens, it could have a monumental impact not only for Indy, but also for the Seahawks' ambitions. What's really fascinating about this story is that the Colts, currently sitting at a record of 3-4, are in a bit of a rebuild mode. Their offense has been sluggish, averaging just around 20 points per game, which is definitely below expectations for a team with aspirations to contend. They're also dealing with cap space issues, about $15 million available, and that's a big factor in their decision-making process. With the NFL's trade deadline looming on November 4th, the Colts are looking at options to free up salary cap space and rebuild with younger talent, especially on the defensive side, after the departure of Richard Sherman. And it's no secret that Taylor, a Pro Bowl caliber running back at just 26 years old, has been a shining star for his team. Taylor, drafted in 2020 in the second round, has a career rushing total of over 400 yards, averaging an impressive 4.8 yards per carry with 52 rushing touchdowns. That's the kind of production that immediately catches the eye of any contender. Plus, he's not just a power back. He's got elite vision, especially on the outside, and a versatility that makes him a nightmare for defenses. His receiving stats are equally impressive, over 100 yards and 4 receiving touchdowns, highlighting his all-around threat. His PFF grade of 82. 4 places him among the top 10 running backs in the league, and his EPA per carry of plus 0.18 shows that he's consistently efficient when he touches the ball. Now, let's talk about why the Colts might be willing to part ways with him. The team's cap situation, as I mentioned, is tight, and they're prioritizing a rebuild that leans heavily on youth. Taylor's contract, which includes a hefty $14 million cap hit in 2026, is a significant drain on their salary structure, especially as they look to extend players like Pittman and build around a young core. The skepticism from some analysts is that Indianapolis's current run efficiency has dropped by about 19% EPA, exposing their quarterback and offensive line, which has surrendered 26 sacks so far this season. That's a clear sign that the Colts are in a kind of transition, and trading Taylor could be part of a broader strategy to reset the roster. But that's where it gets even more intriguing for Seahawks fans. Imagine Jonathan Taylor landing in Seattle. The Seahawks, currently sitting at 5-2, have been performing solidly, especially on the ground. They rank 16th in rushing yards per game, with an average of 40 yards per carry. Their committee-style backfield, led by Charbonnet, has been productive, amassing over 512 yards with a 4.1 yards per carry average. But Taylor would be a massive upgrade, a true game-changer. His explosiveness and vision could provide a much-needed boost to the Seahawks' rushing attack, especially in critical moments. The Seahawks' offensive line has faced its share of challenges, but Taylor's ability to find gaps and turn small runs into big gains could help elevate the entire offense. He's the kind of player who can change the dynamic of a game, especially in the red zone. Currently, Seattle's red zone efficiency sits around 55%, which is decent but could be better. Bringing in Taylor could push that number closer to 70%, significantly increasing their scoring chances and reducing turnovers caused by missed opportunities. His presence would also take pressure off Geno Smith, who's been throwing with a lot of confidence but could benefit from a more balanced attack. And let's not forget the potential impact on the Seahawks' playoff push. The team's chances of reaching the postseason are looking promising, but adding a player like Taylor could be the final piece of the puzzle. His ability to grind out yards against tough defenses, especially against rivals like the Rams and 49ers, would make the Seahawks even more formidable. In recent matchups, we saw how a strong ground game can be pivotal. Think about the Seahawks, recent battles against the 49ers, where controlling the clock and maintaining possession are key. Taylor's skill set would make that strategy even more effective, especially in tough weather conditions or in close games. Now, if we look at the bigger picture, the NFL odds for the Seahawks to make a deep playoff run have been improving. Currently, their Super Bowl odds are around plus 3,500, but if they manage to land Taylor, those odds could shorten significantly. Some experts suggest moving to plus 1,900 or even better. That's a huge boost, and it underscores how much a player of Taylor's caliber can influence not just a team's offense, but its entire postseason outlook. His presence in crucial playoff moments, especially in rainy or cold conditions, could be the difference between a deep run and an early exit. Remember, in the playoffs, it's often the ground game that makes the difference, and Taylor has shown he can rise to the occasion on the biggest stages. Looking at his recent performance, Taylor has been remarkably consistent. In 2025, he carried the ball 142 times for 712 yards, averaging over 5 yards per carry, with 5 rushing touchdowns. He also caught 28 passes for 212 yards and scored 4 receiving touchdowns. What's even more impressive is his yards after contact, 6 yards per reception, showing just how elusive and powerful he is once he gets the ball. He's also shown durability, with 0 injuries so far and only 2 fumbles in his entire career, which speaks to his ball security and resilience. In terms of explosiveness, Taylor's running style resembles that of the most versatile backs in the league. About 80% of his runs are outside of the tackles, gaining more than 5 yards each time, much like Christian McCaffrey when he's at his best. This kind of versatility would give the Seahawks more options and unpredictability in their attack. Plus, his ability to burst through defenses could help the Seahawks control the clock better, wear down opponents, and keep their defense rested, something that has been a focus for Coach Pete Carroll this season. Now, why would the Seahawks want Taylor? Well, because he's a proven winner. His ability to balance a strong rushing attack with explosive plays aligns perfectly with the Seahawks' identity. Seattle's offense has been good, but with Taylor, it could become elite. He would help solidify the offensive line's weaknesses by drawing attention and creating more space, while also elevating the team's efficiency on third down and in the red zone. The Seahawks have been good at limiting turnovers, with just 8 so far this season, and Taylor's sure hands and vision would only improve that aspect. And if you think about the potential playoff scenarios, Taylor's skill set as a clutch performer is exactly what Seattle needs. His ability to break off big runs in tight games or in adverse weather conditions, like in the rain, which is often a factor in the playoffs, could give the Seahawks that extra edge they need to finally get over the hump and reach the Super Bowl again. Remember, Seattle's last Super Bowl appearance was in the 2014 season, and since then, the team has been building steadily with a core that's hungry for another championship. Adding a player like Taylor might just be the catalyst that pushes them over the top. Now, of course, there are skeptics. Some say that trading significant draft capital, like second and third round picks in 2025 and 2026, might be a gamble. But when you consider the potential reward, the boost to the offense, the possibility of shortening the odds for a Super Bowl appearance, and the chance to establish a dominant ground game, it's a risk worth taking. Especially for a team like the Seahawks, who have a strong defense and a capable quarterback in Geno Smith, an elite running back could be the final piece that turns good into great. So, as we look ahead to the NFL trade deadline and the rest of the season, keep an eye on this story. The Seahawks are always looking to improve, and if they can land Jonathan Taylor, it's bound to be a move that resonates across the league. His explosiveness, vision, and proven track record make him the kind of player who could truly change the course of Seattle's season, and maybe even lead them to that promised Super Bowl victory they've been chasing. This is the kind of move that gets fans excited, that shifts the balance of power in the NFC West, and that could define the Seahawks' future for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think trading for Jonathan Taylor would be the perfect answer to elevate the team to new heights? Or do you believe there are better options out there? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. We love engaging with you, hearing your predictions, and knowing what you think about the team's future. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates on the Seahawks, more analysis, and the latest news from around the league. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep supporting our Seahawks as they chase that next Super Bowl ring. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Seahawks.